Okay guys, so I have a couple minutes before I have to go pick up my kids from school, and I really wanted to get this fire cider done because I ran out yesterday, and it's something that I use so often in my house. Fire cider traditionally is like a folk remedy for colds and coughs, and just like an all-purpose immunity tonic. It's supposed to invigorate, clear your sinuses, boost your immune system, all that kind of stuff. So it's something that I do not, like, I always have on hand. I share it with my friends, with my family when they come over, especially now during the fall and winter months. I mean, here in Miami, it's hot all the time, but when stuff is going around, you know, I'm just breaking up some garlic here, so that's what you're hearing. It's something that I have and use as just like an all-purpose boost when I feel like I'm coming down with something, when my throat feels a little weird, when I know people around me are sick. I'll drink a little bit of this. Now, essentially, it's apple cider vinegar base. So purchase the raw apple cider vinegar. This is the way to go. You want the raw one. That's how you get the full health benefits. I also purchased from Vitacost. I get this really large raw apple cider vinegar, and I really like it too, and it's a really, really good price. The best thing about this is you can reuse this jar. So when you're done with this vinegar, after you make your fire cider, you can just strain it and put it back in here. A note also as far as the vessel where you keep it. Please remember that this is vinegar. So, you know, the lid, this is a tomato sauce jar where it, you know, obviously used to have tomato sauce, which is also acidic. Vinegar is acidic. If it's sitting and touching the top of these containers, like if you have a mason jar, like a mason jar lid, it will rust it. So make sure it's not touching. I like to keep these types of things in vessels that used to house vinegars or strong acidic foods, because then I know that the cap and stuff that it comes with is straight. Here it is, like this little plastic cap. So let me get right down to it. This is the way that I make mine, okay? There's more traditional recipes. There's different recipes. It's really more for personal taste. There's like basic stuff you're always gonna wanna have in there, but there's some shit that I don't really want to put in there. Like traditionally, you use horseradish. I don't buy horseradish. It's hard for me to find. I never find that shit in the store. And then I have it and I use a little bit of it, and it's like a huge root like this. What am I going to use it for? I could use it for something. I could Google it, right, and figure out a way to use it. But I'm just not really that interested. Horseradish to me has never been something that was very delicious. So this is what goes into my spaghetti jar. Onion. Cut up some onion. Just roughly cut all this shit up because you're just making like an infused vinegar essentially. So onion goes in the jar. Onion is really good for respiratory health as well. It's a really good at-home remedy for coughs. You have a cough, chest problems. You're not gonna like it, but you can cut up some onions, breathe it in. Good for the chest. Okay, turmeric. I'm just gonna cut this up. I normally use the turmeric from my garden. This is not from my garden. I purchased this turmeric because all the turmeric I have currently growing is not ready to harvest yet. So I just really didn't want to mess with it. So turmeric, anti-inflammatory. Super important for me. I try to always keep anti-inflammatories in my diet for my joints, with tattooing, and just in general. Sometimes you don't eat the best and that causes inflammation. Ginger, very, very, very important. I'm gonna get out a nice big chunk. Ginger, good for the digestion, circulation, really invigorating, very stimulating. Very, very good for your immune system. Again, I just cut it up. This is me just being a savage, and I'm just like slicing and dicing and wheeling and dealing over here, okay? If you really want it to be beautiful about it. You could really dice it up so that the vinegar can really get in there. Oh, how much am I putting of each thing? I don't know, whatever you want. It's to taste. So I like ginger. Ginger makes me feel really good when I'm sick. So I'm gonna put a lot. And then later I can taste it, and if it's too weird or whatever, I can change it from there. So ginger. Jalapenos. These are just a couple little dudes from my garden. Tiny guys. Potent guys. Tiny guys. Just gonna cut them up. Again, get some circulation going. Invigorate. Wake your ass up. There's a reason why this shit's called fire cider, okay? Fire that bitch up. Woo! Season everything. We're doing it. It smells so good, actually makes me want to eat. Herbs. Oregano. This is Cuban oregano. This grows, or also known as Mexican oregano. This grows amazing down here in South Florida. Most of you guys probably know what this is if you live down here, if you live in any sort of subtropical climate. Beautiful. Smells incredible. So these guys, it's going in. It's going in. Give me that oregano good shit right here. It's going in. See? Just shove it. It's like you're making pickles. Just shove shit in there, okay? This is regular oregano, also growing from my garden. This is just some standard, I guess, culinary oregano that you would find. I grew this from seed. Antiviral, antimicrobial, antibacterial. Get that oregano in there. Oh, this one almost has like a lemony scent to it. Really, really, really good. Rosemary. Very stimulating, okay? This wakes you up, makes your mind sharp. Get this in there, kind of give you that life force energy. A really good tip too if you're really sick. I read this in one of my old timey-wimey books that's all printed on recycled paper and has black and white illustrations and is amazing. And I tried it and it really works. If you have a really bad cold and you're extremely congested and you just feel like your head is a gigantic cotton ball, get some boiling hot water, pour it over some ginger slices, just chop it up, and some rosemary. Really get it crunched up, stick it in your glass, pour it, let it steep 10 to 15 minutes, boiling water. When it finally cools down enough where you can drink it, inhale and drink, inhale and drink. Let me tell you something. That sounds almost too simple that it wouldn't work, but let me tell you, it works, okay? I did that and instantly just everything just came running out. I can breathe again. The rosemary woke me up, kind of like shook me out of it. It was incredible. I recommend everybody try that. It's such a simple remedy, but I do it every time I have a bad cold, especially with congestion. Let's just shove this dude in here. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, and here's the last thing I put in it. And I put a lot of it, okay? Garlic. Can you see these dudes? Garlic. I put pretty much like a whole head of garlic. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've made fire cider many different ways in the past, many different recipes, followed the more traditional recipes, left out a lot of things. Tried it that way too, like a more simple recipe. To me, garlic is super important in this tonic. I'm a garlic person. I love the smell, the taste. Just makes me hungry. It's delicious. But it is extremely powerful. Garlic, it sounds so silly, but it's an incredible antifungal, antibacterial, antimicrobial. I mean, it's got your back, man. It clears you out. It boosts you up. When I've really been in a pinch, I'm not really gonna dice this up. I just kind of smashed them and we're just going for it. When I've really been in a pinch, I've literally just gotten a tiny little bottle of apple cider vinegar and just put a bunch of garlic in it. Let that sit for a week and just sipped on that, and my cold, it was gone. I mean, that's how amazing garlic is, and everyone has this in their kitchen, and if you don't, you absolutely should. And don't buy the pre-minced bullshit. Get the real garlic. This makes a big difference. So we're just gonna get a whole bunch of these garlics, Let me just get this all fucked up in here. Just shove it in there, shove it in there. We're gonna strain this anyways, so don't worry about things like looking absolutely beautiful. You just want them to be open and exposed so that the vinegar can get in there. And in a way, you're kind of making a little tincture, you know? Think of it that way, a little medicine. Ooh, see? Ooh, over here. Look at that. Just smush it up. Put it in there. And you know what? I have a... Oh, the last thing, actually, there's one more thing. Lemon as well. Lemon's really bright, that vitamin C. The citrus is also really good for the flavor of it. Oh, actually, there's one more. There's one more ingredient. I totally forgot. But I just get a little bit of the lemon and stick it in here as well. Just kind of shove it in the top. I'm telling you, oh, this is actually really making me hungry. Another thing about fire cider that is really great, I take it just straight up, but you can also make, I just squirted it on myself. You can also make salad dressings from it, and they actually make really delicious salad dressings, and you're still getting that immunity, that little boost in a delicious way. So I'm just gonna shove this in here. Okay, let me go grab the final step, the for real final step. Okay, so here's the jar so far. We've got it really loaded up. Oh my God, it looks so delicious. I'm gonna get my apple cider vinegar. If I can open it. Ah! I got it, okay. Just pour it over. Doesn't it look so good? I don't know why this is making me so hungry. I think I need to have lunch before I go pick up the boys, and I'll get a smoothie to go. So I filled it up all the way. The last and final step, local honey. It's really important that this is local, because these bees are hitting up the plants that are native to your area, or they're surrounding you in your area. This is like an all-natural allergy shot. Okay, so the honey portion is kind of like everything else, which is like really to taste. Again, this is pure vinegar, so this really helps to kind of take the edge off. Oh, qué rico, mira. This is so good. Just let it pour. Once this is done as well, you can add more to make it more palatable for yourself. So that being said, you're gonna let it sit. It's kind of similar to making tinctures in the sense of there's kind of like a wide window of how long you can let it sit for. You can let it sit for 1 month, 2 months. I think 2 months is kind of like a standard good amount of time to like let it sit and do its thing. Again, if you're in a pinch, which I've done in the past, I mean, as soon as like the first week, you can start taking sips out of it, and you're gonna definitely get a big boost from drinking this. Pretty much you would take 1 to 2 tablespoons. You can take it it once a day. That's what I do. You can take it as frequently as every 3 hours, every 3 to 4 hours, if you wish. I would say if you have a really bad cold, I would take it probably every 3 hours, like 2 tablespoons. Remember, it is vinegar, so you don't want to take a big shot of it because it might upset your stomach. You can just take it straight up, or I like to put it in a little shot glass with a little bit of water and then just take it down like that. And then you should take it in the morning on an empty stomach. Really, 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 really good. Look at that. Look at this. Delicious. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm really happy that I have my restock of my fire cider. So if you guys have any questions about fire cider at all, you can leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.